Yesterday we were talking about master detail relationship and how to create a master detail relationship. So we have created position and candidate objects, and we have associated them using the master detail relationship. And so as part of our assignment, we were also, you know, we learned about schema builder. So we can also create objects using schema builder. So yes, so hope you all have created this candidate object using the schema builder with all the required fields and the list of values provided. Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Only Srikanth is present in the class, all others. Yeah, yes, I'm asking you, Charan, Hema, Ramiza, Sabah. Did you all happen to create a candidate object using schema builder?
Hi Dilip, I didn't do it because I still have to catch up on the March 6th recording that I missed.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
you have the class recording, probably you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. I'm catching up on it.
Yeah. Okay, please keep following it. And if you miss one class, probably you will miss the flow. So try not missing any class. And
Yeah.
others,
Yes, I did.
okay, good. So any doubts, please let me know so that I can explain you, or I can try to clear out more details on it. So yeah, and yes, so as part of assignment 10, we have created these two objects, and we have identified, created master detail relationship between these two position and candidate objects. And these are few observations on our master detail relationship. So how we can create the relationship, or what are the properties of this kind of master detail relationship. So yes, we have, talked about all of them. So the main important point you will have to remember is an object can have a maximum of two master detail relationships, and we cannot create a master detail relationship between two objects if the child object is having pre-existing records. So these are, I would say, a little more important points. Others you can go through the list of observations later. Yeah, I'll share this file, don't worry. And so we have also understood how we can just change the relationship from lookup to master detail. So from lookup to master detail, it's a little task, because master detail is a type of relationship where the child object is controlled by the master object. So yes, we have the steps here. And how we can convert master detail to lookup, and we understood what is a hierarchical relationship. Okay, so our task, so our topic for today would be the roll-up summary fields. So what do you mean by a roll-up summary? So we are going to understand what a roll-up summary field is all about. So let me share my screen. Okay, so let's talk about our same old example, position object and the candidate object. So our position object have, let's say, some four records in it. So yeah, while talking, I would also add records in our position object so that it would be easy for us to, demo on how we are dealing with the master. So how we are going to create the roll-up summary field. So that we will have to learn because, so just log into the Salesforce org. Okay, so let's go to our application talent acquisition. And in that we have created our position object and prospect subject or the candidate object. As we see, we haven't added any records in our position object. So for us to do a practical session on roll-up summary and understand what is roll-up summary, I'm going to add few records here in our positions object. So yeah. So I'm going to add some position called Java developer. I'm going to add another position, Salesforce administrator. Save and new. So yes, let me add few other uh, positions as well, manual tester and Oracle. So I just have added a few position records in the positions object and go ahead and add few records in the candidate object as well. So candidate here in my org, it's prospects. So go ahead and add a few of the candidates. See here, our positions which are added are getting highlighted. Okay, so we can have why this is getting highlighted. Can anyone answer? So why I'm getting the position lookup in my prospect object? Anyone answer? Reason?
Um, we have that master detail relationship.
Right. Absolutely. So yes, that's the reason it is getting highlighted here. So all the records which are present in the parent object will have a reference to the records in the child object. So yeah, so I'm giving some number, some give. See, these are the mandatory fields which we marked on the candidate object. So I'm creating a few more records. This is because for us to have a clear picture of roll-up summary field, I need to add these records, and I would ask you also to do the same after the class or when you have free time today. So I'm adding another candidate named Sachin. So Sachin has applied for our Salesforce administrator position. Let's go add Praveen and Sridhar as well. Okay, so in our candidate or prospects objects, I have the candidates added, like 5 candidates, and in the positions, I have added a couple of positions. Yeah, this is needed for us to do the demo, clear demo on how we are going to do the roll-up summary field. So yesterday I hope you all have created this master detail relationship between position object and the candidate object. Uh, so our position object have some positions like Java developer, manual tester, Oracle, and SFDC admin or the Salesforce administrator. And these positions are available in these particular locations and the number of vacancies which are available. So, and in the candidate object, we have the candidate names and from where they belong to. So here, if you observe, we have a field of position object, which is position ID as a relationship field. So which is used to map master detail relationship from the candidate object to the position object, as the candidate is the child and position is the parent object. So we have this relationship between them. Okay, so we come across a scenario now where as a hiring manager, in my position object, I want to understand how many people have applied for my Salesforce administrator position. So I just want to understand. So can you see and tell me how many of them has applied for Salesforce administrator? So this position is for P1004. So I see it's 1 and 2. So 2 people have applied, right? I want the session to be a little more interactive. So I hope you now tell me how many people have applied for position manual tester. Can you tell me?
2 people.
Okay. And how many people have applied for position Oracle?
Only one.
Only one. And how many people have applied for position Java developer?
None.
No one.
Right. All right. Okay. So we were able to do this counting just because our table has limited number of records, right? So we have just done the counting because we see only like 4 records in the position object and around 5 records in the candidate object. So what if my position object and candidate object is having thousands of records? So how we are going to do that? Yeah. So for that, so let's take a scenario. Let's see. So my organization wants to put a person for this, and understand to get these details. So is it possible? So maybe that person starts counting the number of vacancies, number of people applied for a particular position, Salesforce administrator. While he's counting, there are chances that I have some people getting added into my candidate object and they started applying it. So in the interim, while he's counting, so some people have already applied for that position again. So he will have to come from the beginning again, right? So it's going to be a tedious job. So it's not going to be manual task. So we have an advantage of a field called roll-up summary field in Salesforce, so which we can create, and that particular field is going to do the job for us. So it's going to count as the number of people applied for my position named Salesforce administrator. So it's going to give me the count of people, count of candidates, like how many candidates has applied for this particular position. So yes, that is where we come across uh, a new concept called rollup summary field. So this particular rollup summary field will give me uh, the number of people who has applied for my uh, each position. So as you were saying, the candidates applied for Java developer, it's 0. The candidates applied for manual tester, it is 2. Candidates applied for Oracle, it's 1. And candidates applied for Salesforce administrator, it is 2 again. So what our rollup summary field will do is it will automatically calculate this particular results and populate it in this field. And yes, whenever we want to have a glimpse of how many people have applied for my Salesforce administrator position, we can just have a look at our rollup summary field and we can find out there are 2 people, 2 candidates who have applied for it. So this particular rollup summary field, what it is going to do, or what it is actually doing is it is a system generated field, and it is going to be a read only field because the system calculates the values of it. So we cannot modify the values in the rollup summary field. Okay, so as you can see, rollup summary fields are read-only system-generated fields whose value will be generated by Salesforce automatically based on the rollup type. So rollup type, when I say, there are like 4 types of rollup summary fields, which we'll be discussing. And rollup summary field, see, summary, if you say, what do you mean by summary? It is, a short form of all the information available. If you go to our um, resume, so we will be writing uh, project summary, or the summary of our resume, right? In the beginning page of the resume. So we would be summarizing it, all the details which are present in the resume in a single short 1 or 2 lines. So summary means it's a um, we are summarizing it in short. So as the field name itself indicates, it is again, field means it's a field. In the database object, we have fields, right? Which are columns. So roll up summary is a field, which is a column. Roll-up summary fields will summarize, group the child records into various small groups based on the parent record ID, and it will apply the roll-up types and will represent the results on the parent object. So roll-up summary fields will always be created on the parent object in the master detail association. So here in our example, again, let's go to our diagram. So what it is going to do, this particular rollup summary field, it is going to create groups of data, and it is going to place that in a column of uh, the parent object as a rollup summary field. So here, this 0, the Java developers number of candidates applied, it's 0. So it's not going to create anything here. So next is, so it's going to create number of people applied for manual tester 1002. We have 2 people. So it's going to create, see this, it is going to create one set of data, including these 2 records, and it is going to place here. Okay. So that is one. And the count of this is being placed in the rollup summary field. And next, when we say Oracle, so Oracle, how many people have applied? Only one person. So this particular uh, row or the record is going to be placed here, and the count of that records is going to be placed in our rollup summary field. So on based on the type of uh, rollup summary field which we select, it's going to display the data here. So when we go to Salesforce administrator 1004, there were 1 and 2. So this record and this record will be placed together in one chunk of data, and the count of them is placed here. So this is how a rollup summary field works on our objects in Salesforce. Okay. So again, so as we were talking, the types of rollup summary fields, yes, we have 4 types of rollup summary fields. Rollup summary field value gets recalculated automatically upon insert, update, delete, undelete operations on the child object records, which can't be editable by users. As we were uh, talking, so rollup summary field is a read-only field, and it is a system calculated field. It is non-editable field. Okay. So whenever we do any kind of DML operations on our child object, rollup summary field values are going to get updated automatically. And there is no manual intention needed here. So it will be automatically calculated, and the results will be populated in the rollup summary field automatically. Okay. So while creating the field, we have to select the data type as rollup summary, and Salesforce supports the below of 4 types of rollups or aggregate functions. So as we know, so these are the 4 rollup summary types. Uh, so we will have to select the data type of the field as rollup summary, and in that rollup types, we have 4 rollup types: count, minimum, maximum, and sum. So what are these functions called in general mathematics? Do you have, do you know anyone? Anyone has the answer? So what are these normal, the functions in mathematics are called? Yes, so it's the aggregate functions, we call it in mathematics, right? Okay, so it's going to be count. It is going to count the number of records or number of values. It will count the number of records exist in the group. Yeah. So in our scenario, we were looking out for candidates who has applied for the Salesforce administrator position. So it's just the count rollup type we are going to use in our rollup summary field. Okay. Minimum, it will fetch least or smallest value in the specified field. We have to supply the field as input, which can be currency, percent, number, date, time, even the data types are given. Only these types we can use a minimum roll-up type. Okay. So suppose in our scenario again, so I just want to understand the candidates who are looking, who are having, lead. So I want, as a hiring manager, I want to understand who are ready to join with expected salary, with the least expected salary. So I want to find out that particular candidate. So I can go ahead with the roll-up summary field of type minimum, and then do that search. So again, maximum is also used. It will fetch the highest value in the field, and this can also be like only on the data types of this currency, number, percent, date time. Only on this particular data types we can apply our roll-up summary of type max. And then coming to the fourth one, sum. It will calculate the sum of all the values exist in the specified field. So it can be the field data type can be either currency, number, or percent. So sometimes we need to calculate um, the number of people or the number of people applied. So we can go ahead and write down the sum, a roll-up type of sum, and then use it. Okay. So there is a governor limit on the maximum number of roll-up summary fields on an object. An object can have maximum of 25 roll-up summary fields. Okay. So in our object, which is having a maximum of 1024 columns, of which around 200 to 50 are going to be, used by the system. The remaining 800 change columns. In that, we can have a maximum of 25 roll-up summary fields, not more than that. So this is the governor limit for the roll-up summary fields on any of the custom object and standard object as well. Okay, so now what we will be doing is we are going to practically understand what roll-up summary field is going to do in our uh, position and candidate objects. So let's go do practical on the roll-up summary field. Okay, so this is our position object, and we need a roll-up summary type field to be created on our position object, which gives me the count of candidates applied for a position. Okay, so what I will do is I would go to my position object. So roll-up summary fields are going to be on our parent objects only, right? Okay, so I am on my position object. So here I need to create a roll-up summary field. Go to the position object, fields and relationships. And in that, we are going to create a new field of type roll-up summary. Okay, so the data type, you will have to select it as roll-up summary. Click on next. Okay, field label I'm using as number of candidates. Let's say number of candidates, NOC. Whatever you wish, the label you can keep it for your easy understanding. Click on next. And So summarize object, you will have to give its child object, that is the prospects, in your case, candidate, and which kind of function you want to use. I just want to use the count function, the number of candidates applied, and all the records should be included in the candidates, only records meeting certain criteria. We can also, mention some criteria here and use that as well. Okay. So this we will come into, picture when we have different scenarios. Suppose I want to know the candidates whose who is like immediate joiner. So if I so in that case, I will have to filter out the fields like their notice period. Notice period, if the notice period is equals to immediate. Okay. See, we have added these fields, right? So if the notice period is equals to immediate, so that criteria I want to mention because I want to go and interview the candidates who are immediate joiners for me first. So that criteria, we can also mention the criteria. We can give our, condition to meet, to make the records visible on our roll-up summary field as well. So I'm going with just the count. So count, it actually counts the number of candidates who applied for a particular position, and click on next. Visibility, I'm clicking all. Page layout, I just have the default page layout, position layout only, and click on save. And here we can see our field created, number of candidates, which is of type rollup summary, count, prospect. So number of candidates who has applied. Okay. So yes, this is how we uh, create the rollup summary field, and we are going to see let me edit this particular view. Okay, select the fields to display. I want to display my rollup summary field also. Okay. Hiring manager field as well. Okay, let's add created by. I want these fields to be displayed. And we are here. See, our rollup summary field is here, which is going to count the, so as we can see, so where is our table? So Java developer, it's 0. Let's go and verify whether our rollup summary has done it correctly or not. Okay, Java, see, here it has done it correctly because I have applied it. The number of people have applied in our table, it's different. And here I mentioned it's different. So Salesforce administrator, 2 people have applied. Oracle, 1 person has applied. For manual tester, it's 0 persons, and Java developer, two people. So this is what the number of candidates who has applied for a particular position. And this is what, see, you can see here a lock symbol, right? Usually you can see this pencil symbol. So if you see this pencil symbol, it means it is editable. Okay. So here I have the rights or permissions to edit my records on the position object because I am the owner. Okay. Some others will not be having it. Okay. But when you see this number of candidates field, which is a rollup summary field, it is not editable. The log symbol means it cannot be edited. Like we were saying, it can be only a read-only field and it will be automatically generated. So here, if you note now 2012, right? So I'm going to add one more prospect and let's see whether it is going to change or not. Okay. So I'm adding one other candidate named Hari, and position he applies as Salesforce administrator. So in our roll-up summary, there were two people who applied for Salesforce administrator. Now, when I check this, it should be three people, right? So I'm interested in Salesforce administrator position or Salesforce developer positions only. Okay, 9000. This person is from Accenture. Click on save and see we have another candidate who has applied. So let's go to the all view and edit. So we can see these fields here. Obviously, we didn't fill any of them, right? While creating, we just created with the name. Okay. So now our roll-up summary field on our position object, it should be for the Salesforce administrators, the number of people applied should be 3. It was 2. So as soon as I added a record here in my candidate or prospect object, and that particular person, Hari, has applied for Salesforce administrator position, you can see it automatically changed to 3. So this roll-up summary field automatically gets fired or
Dilip,
triggered as soon as, yes,
can you add one person on manual tester?
yes, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as we add some candidates on our candidate object, the roll-up summary field on the parent object will automatically recalculate the values in it. Okay. So let's go ahead and add as per the request. Who is that requested, Srikant?
It's me.
So suppose, of course, Srikant is not going to apply for manual tester, but example we are taking. Manual tester, it's usually low packages because automation testers are more in demand. So in the manual testers, we were having only 0 in our roll-up summary field, right? Number of people who applied, right? So let's go to our positions object. Let's go to all view and our rollup summary field, manual tester. See, we got it automatically has. Okay, so whenever we perform any kind of DML operations on our child object on any of the records, the rollup summary field is going to automatically calculate, recalculate the values and populate it. Okay, so and these are read-only values. Okay, so hope you understood, Srikant. Of course,
Really
everyone.
clear.
Okay. So this is all about a rollup summary field and the 4 types of rollup types, which we have: count, minimum, maximum, and sum. See, we can have a combination of, conditions as well as we were discussing. So I want as a hiring manager, I want the candidate who will be, an immediate joiner. So I can mention the criteria in my rollup summary field. So we can use it. We can see the minimum package person to join me. So we can use this particular function. We can use some function as well in some scenarios. So based on our requirement and scenario, we can use these 4 types in combination with conditions. We can also mention the conditions. So maximum of 4 rollup summary types we can create. So yes, we did this particular assignment, create a rollup summary field on the position object to count the number of candidates applied for a position. And these 2 are for you. Create a rollup summary field on position object to count immediate joiners for each position. So immediate joiners. So we are going to use the rollup type as count with a condition where notice period is equals to immediate. Okay, so we are going to, while we are creating the rollup summary field, we had this condition also, right? So we can add the condition there and then we can make use of it. See, candidate notice period equal to immediate. And there is this another one: create a rollup summary field on account object. It's general account object to calculate total revenue generated from each customer. So rollup summary field of type, rollup type sum, and the criteria you will have to take is the amount, okay, annual total revenue. So this also, try this 2 assignments today, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the tomorrow's class. Hope you all have understood what is rollup summary field. See, this is very important topic, and it's going to be in almost all the interviews. Okay, maybe in a they will not directly ask you what is rollup summary field, but they will give you a scenario which needs a rollup summary field to be used. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be on almost all the interviews for Salesforce administrator. Okay, yeah, that is all for today's class. And please complete the assignments and come back tomorrow. If you have any doubts, ask me in the tomorrow's class. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip.
Thank you, Dilip.